Let's prepare your nails for your jams. First, you're going to want to wash really well with a degreasing soap, kind of like Dawn dish soap, and scrub them and get any extra oils off your hands. Then you want to take a cuticle pusher or a cute orange stick, and you're going to push back your cuticles and work very carefully and look to see if there's any of the skin that's kind of adhered to the nail. You want to push that back so you get a good seal. Last, we're going to take either alcohol, vinegar, or 100% acetone and wipe down every single nail, and this is going to help remove any oils that have remained. Alright, now we're ready to put on our wraps. We want to find the right size. The goal is to make sure the wrap is only going to touch your fingernail. So size down if you need to. Make sure it's not going to extend onto the cuticle and it's not going to extend onto the skin of your hand. Here I'm using tweezers to lift the wrap. This will allow me to keep the oils from my fingers off of the adhesive so they last longer. I'm going to lift it up and cut it to the right size. This one I actually ended up cutting it a little longer than I needed, which is fine because I'll show you later how we can use that extra bit. Okay, now we're going to apply this to our nail. First, I usually take the cuticle pusher and I push back just a little bit to get a little more room. Then take the curved edge and you're going to place that near the cuticle. And I even usually try to place it so it tucks under the cuticle a little bit, but it's still only going to be touching my fingernail. Here we're going to push down firmly, making sure it's staying stuck to the skin and pushing it down evenly. And now I'm going to trim off that extra bit that I mentioned before and save all of these extra pieces. This extra bit that I cut off, that's actually enough for me to do one of my toenails later, so it's a great way to get the most use out of your Jamberry wraps. So now what we need to do is we need to apply heat and pressure to activate the adhesive. Here I have a rice pack. This is just a little bit of cotton with some rice in that I've heated in the microwave. And I'm using that to apply heat and pressure to my nail. If you don't have a rice pack, that's okay. There's other options we can use. So if you don't have a rice pack, I also have a mini Jamberry heater, or you can use a hair dryer. Either option will work. The goal is to get heat applied to the wraps. You need heat and pressure. Both of those things activate the adhesive so that you get a watertight bond to your nails. This is just an example that you can use a hair dryer as well. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to trim the extra bit of wrap away from my nail. You can either trim just the length of your nail or you can even trim a little bit of your nail off. Either way works fine. So now I'm going to use what's called the baggy method. And this, I'm going to use a piece of plastic. This is just saran wrap I folded over, or you can use a zip top baggie. And I wrap it around the edge of my nail, pulling down tightly, and add heat and pressure again. And this is going to help the wrap seal around the edge of your nail, especially wherever you just cut it. It's just an extra little step that gets a great finish on your wraps. I'm going to show you an example of applying the sparkle or metallic wraps. These are some of our most popular wraps, but they are a little bit thicker than our regular wraps. So these are going to need a little more heat and a little more pressure when you apply them. I love these sparkle wraps. They have that nice, beautiful glitter finish, but they still have the nice, smooth texture. There's no bumps, compared to a glitter nail polish that gives you a texture when you paint your nails. It's completely smooth, so it doesn't snag anything. So here I'm just going to see how long I need to cut my wrap. I like to say, cut it as short as I need so I can save the extra bits for more nails later or for my toes. And here we're going to put it in front of the heat just a little bit, and we're waiting until it just curls slightly. Right here you'll see there's a little bit of curl that has started to take place. So once we've added that little bit of heat, we're going to apply the wrap to our fingernail. So again, we're just going to push down, kind of work from the center and work out. Add a little bit more heat, either with a little mini heater. You could add heat with a hair dryer or the rice pack I mentioned before. So we're at heat, we're going to push down, and then we're going to trim off the extra bit. If your nails are very short, you can just trim off to the end of your nail. Mine right now are actually a little bit long, so I trimmed them to be a little shorter. Again, we're using the baggy method, pulling it down tight around your finger and holding it to the heat. Now let's finish our wraps. Now that they've all been applied, we're going to start filing. We're going to start with the ones we did first as the adhesive has had time to cool, and we're going to file up and down motions. And this is going to help file off any excess wrap that's hanging beyond the edge of our nail. If your nails are very short and you can't file them, that's okay. Just use the baggy method after you've clipped it as close to the edge of your nail as possible, and you're good to go. Do not file side to side. That actually will catch the top layer and kind of tear your wraps. You want to make sure you're filing up and down. Thank you, and let me know if you have any questions.